Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this Star Wars Expanded Universe. Now rated by Disney, or current Lucasfilm, whichever way you slice it. Legends. So today, I have for you the Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion for the Old Republic MMO. But before we get to that, I made some errors. I didn't mean to miss anything, but if you were reading this chronologically, I forgot about two short stories. There's The Price of Power and The Sixth Line, Part 1 and 2. And those would happen sometime before The Lost Sons. I haven't read them, so I'm not going to tell you what they're about. Just going to say that's where they would be, because I'm too lazy to read them and because it's out of order. So it just means next time I go through the expanded universe in chronological order, I'll have two new short stories that I haven't read yet for me to go through next time. But yeah, that's basically it. There's also now officially in the Fallen Empire section, there's a short story by, or I don't remember who it's by, but it's the next short story you would read before the Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion would be Vacation, which follows, what the frick is his name? Hold on. Okar, which is another thing. So in my review for Fatal Alliance, the novel, I said that Jet Nebula was the guy from the Return trailer with the cowboy looking hat and the beard. That's because whenever I find a new character's name in a book relating to Star Wars, I will look up their name to see if there's a picture or a drawing to go with it. And when I looked up Jet Nebula, the only picture that popped up was the guy from the Return trailer, so I assumed that was the guy. I didn't Star Wars wiki it or anything. This guy is the guy from the trailer. Now I could make the argument, possibly, that he was just going under a different name at that time. I don't know how strongly you could do that, but apparently he was just supposed to be an original character. So I just wanted to give a clarification that I was in the wrong there, and I was wrong about what I was saying, I guess. So yeah, but this is the guy from that trailer, and it's just a really short little story. These guys are looking for him. Will they find him? Read the story to find out. Then after that, you have the Brothers short story. I really enjoyed this short story. It's again very short. I don't want to say anything. I would say you would either watch or read right before or right after the Sacrifice trailer for the Old Republic. The Sacrifice trailer essentially takes place, before the expansion, and it follows two brothers that are the sons of Emperor Valkorion, which are Thexan and Archon. And if you haven't seen the trailer, I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but I don't want to spoil the ending for you. But it's really good. But having this little section from Thexan's perspective, or most of it was from Thexan's perspective, was really cool, because we don't get too much of Thexan from his point of view, or much of anything, really. Anyway, but yeah, then after that, or before, whatever you want to do, the Sacrifice trailer, it is so good. It is 4 minutes of perfection. Okay, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, except for God. But it was so good. It was such a good trailer, and I really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, I think, more than the Deceived trailer. So that's saying something, because I praised the Deceived trailer. Now we officially get we officially begin the Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion. So non-spoiler wise, this picks up sometime after Ziost got obliterated by Vitiate, just like Nihilus did to that one planet with the people who are blind. And you have the Sith, or the Empire in a sense, you got the Jedi and Sith working together to go find Vitiate and kill him. But somebody comes to them first, and they feel Emperor Vitiate's presence on there. They find the Eternal Fleet. Of course, that's not Vitiate as they know him, but they can sense it's the same presence. But this is a different man. This is Emperor Valkorion. And I really don't even want to spoil it for you. The first 20 minutes of this expansion are insane. I can say, I can't speak for the Sith Inquisitor, the Sith Warrior storylines, or the other storylines in the MMO because I didn't follow it. I hear those. I hear that there are better class storylines than the one that I was viewing, which is fine. But I still think this expansion really grabs you. It feels like a really, really long movie, at least for the main parts of it. And it was just really cool, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the new characters. I enjoyed Archon. I enjoyed Valen. I enjoyed the robot Scorpio, which we'll talk about in spoilers. I enjoyed the new companions we had, the returning characters. I enjoyed them all here. It felt like a great Avengers ensemble to defeat a threat. And there are a lot of loose threads to keep going with, which I'm really excited to see where that all pans out. I hear that the next couple expansions were kind of rushed because people were kind of didn't like how single player it was. Whereas it's kind of like the old Fallout 76 fiasco, except it's the exact opposite. They made this entire game to be multiplayer, and everybody just wants to play it single player, which actually might be the same thing as the Eternal or the Fallen Empire expansion. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I enjoyed it just watching it because, like I said, I didn't actually play the MMO. I watched a video that was 6 hours long that followed the main story, any side quests, although I don't think there really is side quests in this expansion, and just kept all the important parts in. We're getting any of the needlessly not important parts out of it. So, but yeah, that is would I recommend playing it? I don't know because I haven't played it, so I can't make that judgment. If you don't like MMOs in general, then you probably won't enjoy it. Because even if you like video games, not everybody likes the same type of video game. But if you're into MMOs, I would say give it a shot. I don't know how much replay value it has, but I think at least the first time through, it's really good. And after that, maybe just watch it like I did and don't waste your time playing it. But at least watch it. I think it's worth a watch at least if you haven't seen it. That's you, Matt Wilkins. You don't play video games, but you should watch it. If you don't know who Matt Wilkins is, again, I mentioned him seems like every other video. Phenomenal YouTuber. Go subscribe to him. Along with OG Star Wars and RK Outpost and the like. Not that they need my help getting subscribers. But that's about it for non-spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, if you want to experience it for yourself, now is your time to leave. If you are a veteran, you've already played these games, or if you've watched it, or you know enough about it, or you simply don't care about spoilers, join me as we discuss some of the things that piqued my interest while going through it. So as I said, the first 20 minutes were absolutely insane. You've reminiscent of episode 4, where you have just this ship just attacking, the our ships, but at the same time, you have the Jedi and Sith working together, which is already weird enough. And then you have the main player character, who I will now, from forever now onward, refer to as Outlander. Outlander and Darth Mar are taken to the throne room, and you have Emperor Valkorion and his son and his daughter. And Emperor Valkorion's like, yo, just bend the knee. obey me, follow me. You make it out of this alive. And Darth Maul says, no, you freaking suck. You're the one who's afraid to die. I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm a true Sith. Beats up a bunch of knights like a boss. And then, still like a boss, because I could see some people being like, why'd he go out like that? But it's Emperor Valkorion, and he electrocutes him, and he's gone. He's just dead. But then a bunch of shenanigans happen where Archon's trying to kill him, and then the next thing you know, you have killed Valkorion. And then you're put in carbonite for a 5-year time gap. 5 years pass. And during those 5 years, well, nearing the end of the 5 years, before you get out of there, Valkorion and Outlander are talking, and it's really interesting, where you are having like this sort of like vision hallucination trip. The Valkorion's talking to you, because Valkorion just kind of kept himself within you while you still being conscious. And then, of course, Lana saves you. Lana the Sith, who is, a great ally, yet is also a Sith, but she's always there for you, it seems like, since the Revan stuff. And now we just have Valkorion in the Outlander's head for a large portion of the game. Eventually, we get to this part of the game where we get to this like new base of operations. And we basically meet everyone that we've ever met in the MMO, which justified so much of what I felt was boring. Like the Hutt Cartel, a character from that comes back. The Forged Alliance, people from that come back. People from the original Class story come back. So many people return to help out against this threat. And also what I like about the Eternal Empire is it is a step up of a threat, but it's not a Abeloth level threat, which I appreciate, because you want what's later in the timeline to probably be of a bigger deal than what happened in the past. The Eternal Empire is a big enough deal that the Jedi and Sith have to work together because it's such a threat. However, it's not like some godlike entity like Abeloth, because we have to save that for Luke Skywalker and friends. But it's still pretty crazy, like the technology that they have and stuff. What I also love is that it is interesting, because people feared Vitiate. People didn't know what to make of Vitiate because he hardly ever came out. He was very mysterious. And when he did come out, mass destruction. Killed an entire planet. Valkorion may look different, but he is the same person. And yet, in all of his years of ruling the Eternal Empire, he was not evil, or not evil, I don't know, what's the word for it? Cruel. Because every one of the people on Zakuul seem to love him, even though they're gone. They're saddened by his passing, which I find interesting. Later on, we learn that Valkorion, in fact, does not need the Outlander. And if the Outlander, it probably doesn't matter regardless, but the Outlander that I was watching kept rejecting. Valkorion kept asking you to just let him help you a bit. Let me take out this person for you. Let me do this. Let me do that. Whether he wanted the Outlander's body or not to replace his previous host is yet to be seen. We really don't fully know what Valkorion's plans are, but he leaves the Outlander. And the Outlander reunites with Satele Shan. But since her defeat from the Eternal Empire, she has taken a sort of Yoda approach, where she feels she is too old, and that she has failed too many, and so she's doing the sort of Luke Skywalker of the Disney trilogy approach, but not like not being involved anymore. She's just not being in the active war. She's searching, doing other things, with the craziest thing to me, Darth Mar's Force Spirit. I think there might be a couple others, but Darth Mar, being a Force Ghost, like, you usually associate Force Ghost with Jedi, with light side users, and here's a dark side user who managed to live beyond death. We know it's not forever, because it seems like everyone eventually disappears forever, whether that be Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Heir to the Empire trilogy, where he says, "This last time, I'm gonna be gone forever now," or whatever. So, but it's still interesting that he managed to do that. We also later on get to see Shai Vizsla again, and we learn that she is now the Mandalore of this current time. Mandalore the Avenger. And then I didn't really mention it, but we get introduced to a character earlier on named Scorpio, who joins our team. She is this fully sentient robot who is like an Eternal Empire robot, but she now, though I'm not sure, she might have actually been in some of the previous stuff, in the Sith stuff, just undercover, which was like a huge, like, before this happened. I don't know, but that might have been the case. I'm not 100% on that. But she eventually gets control of the entire Eternal Fleet, which I just thought, the Vong's worst nightmare is coming true. A sentient AI having a mass control. And so Archon, has to flee from her, but she gives him the location of where the Outlander is. And Archon could really care less about the Outlander. He just has daddy issues, and he wants to, take out the Outlander. That does not work, of course. Senya, who I've not said much about. Senya is a really interesting character. Senya is the former wife, or I guess still is by technicality, is the wife of Valkorion. She's an amazingly awesome fighter and everything, and she saves Archon. And of course, in the playthrough I watched, the Outlander let her go. But by the very end of it, Scorpio and Valen, which I also haven't said much about, but Valen is the daughter of Valkorion and Senya, and is probably the most powerful out of the 3 children that they had. But I'll probably discuss her more in the next expansion, as the next expansion will certainly deal with her. Not to mention the trailer, next big trailer revolves around her. So, but that's pretty much it. I didn't write down too much. I will say it does feel like a really long movie, especially if you're just watching it and not playing it. But I really enjoyed what I watched. I'm sure people may have different opinions on that and whatnot, but I enjoyed it. It felt very Star Wars to me. And I'm excited to see what happens with Valkorion and everything. So, that is about it for now. There's still, the rest of the expansions and a couple more short stories, the rest of the Old Republic era, and then the prequel era. And there's so much in there that I have to explore and to experience with you guys. So I hope you'll join me as I continue to explore the expanding universe. Till next time, guys. May the Force be with you.